Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Episode 6, Udun. So, wow, wow, what an episode. Before I get into the episode, let's talk about some of the creative team behind this episode. This episode was directed by Charlotte Brandstrom, written by John D. Payne and Patrick McKay, based on the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. In this episode, Adar and his army march on Osterith. Really fun episode. I think if you don't like the show by now, you're probably not gonna like it. This one had like a lot of action, really cool stuff, a lot of lore. We have some of the storylines finally coming together. So let's talk a little bit about the cast, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the show. So I'm excluding some of the characters that I normally name on the cast because they were not in this episode. We didn't really touch on the Harfoots or really on Elrond and his quest with the dwarves. This episode really mainly focused on Osrith and Numenor. So we have Morfydd Clark as Galadriel. Boy, let me tell you, this character is just such a badass. I'm really like anytime she's on screen, there's like this intensity that Clark brings to the role. I really enjoy that. We also have Joseph Maul as Adar. He is the leader of the orcs. We have Ismael Cruz Cordova as Arondir, who's one of the elves we've been following around. Also, Cynthia Adai Robinson as Queen Regent Mariel from Numenor. Lloyd Owen, Captain Elendil from Numenor as well. And then Charlie Vickers, the Hallbrand. Wow. He had a big day today, too. Yeah, I mean, as you guys have kind of followed throughout these reviews, I'm loving the show. I think it's definitely very slowly paced, very methodically and unfolding everything. I feel like that might be frustrating for some people. But to me, because I'm not as familiar with the lore, like I'm not enriched with this lore. Like if this was a Batman show, I would be like, oh, this is too slow. I need, something faster. But this is a show where like I'm learning about the lore or being reminded of the lore as we go through it, right? This is not my area of expertise. This is not my realm. This is definitely something where I'm a little bit coming in from an outside perspective because I've seen the Lord of the Rings. I've said this before in the reviews. I've seen the Lord of the Rings movies, and the Hobbit ones, but that's about it. Like it's not like I'm super into all the lore like that Tolkien had created. Uh, so I really appreciate that this show's taking its time to really introduce a new audience to all this stuff. And sometimes that may feel a little redundant or slow paced or maybe even something that you feel is not important to the show. But I think overall to the story that's being told, and I think what they're building upon all this mythos, I think it works. Um, that being said, this episode was not very slow paced. It started off a little bit as we were seeing two storylines following really here. We have the army from Numenor going back to Middle Earth, to bring Hallbrand and Galadriel back. And we also have the people of Ostrith being kind of led by Arondir as they try to fight the orcs. The orcs are coming. Uh, can I say also, the orcs look great. I think to me it feels like most of them are practical, if like practical outfits, practical costumes that they're using, um, which is really cool. I mean, I'm sure maybe it's touched up with a little bit of CGI or whatever, but man, they look great. These are very different to what we've seen in some of the movies. I mean, there's many types of orcs. From what I've seen, just listening to people on TikTok and YouTube and stuff, many different types of orcs. So definitely can see why these are different from the ones we might have seen in some of the other movies. And I really just like that there's a plan afoot, and it's been like um, the plan that Adar has, whatever his machinations are, they're coming to fruition in this episode. So I'm very excited to see what happens then. We know there's a darkness looming over Middle Earth, and everyone's kind of trying to stop it now that they believe. I think it might be too late though, right? I feel like all those people that were non-believers of this threat, and then we also have the people that kind of like the defected from the human side and just like, yeah, we are humans, but we still want to, we want this darkness to win. Which is really insane. I mean, it's really cool thematically, but really, really insane. So that was really cool. We have really cool battle scenes, a lot of action in this episode. Just really, really fun to go through that. And then just when I thought like this is how much it felt to me like the show was closing, I checked the time to see because it had gone long enough that I felt like the episode was coming to a flow. Like the feel of the episode felt to me like it was coming to a close, and then boom, we get like a little more like a almost like a an epilogue for the episode where everything we thought was happening and everything we thought we had learned from this battle was really now what was happening. It was really, really interesting. I love that. It really left me like, I guess I should have seen it coming, but like I said, I'm not uh super I'm just not really good at knowing or trying to guess where things are going. So really, seeing this happen kind of live, it was really cool. I really enjoyed that turn and that surprise. And like I said, I think I should have seen it coming, but it is what it is. So yeah, another great episode. We only have a couple things left for this. We only have a couple weeks left for this show, and it continues to, first of all, look great. The story's been so much fun. And the characters, like, there's characters that I really like. I usually struggle with names of characters, but I mean, I really like the characters that we're following along. So this is even including like we didn't have two of the big storylines weren't even part of this chapter, which I feel like we're gonna focus on next episode more on those and not really focus on what's going on here. And then the finale is going to be just maybe like a showing of everything kind of coming together. So really well played, I think, by the showrunners. So as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here on the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.